Greetings, this is Rita Putnam in the music program of the New York State Council on the Arts. I'd like to go over with you the NYSCA guidelines in this little information session for the funding year of fiscal year 2021. The goals of the music program are as follows. Music program fosters the creation and performance of music by both established and emerging music organizations, producing chamber music, choral music, early music, jazz, new music, opera and orchestral music events. It supports music instruction for all ages at community music schools and funds services to artists and music organizations, including projects exploring the use of new technologies. The program encourages innovative programming, the performance of new and recent repertoire, and performances in non-traditional spaces. The program prerequisites are as follows. Applicants whose primary mission is the production of performances must have produced one season of at least 3 musical events or a festival on consecutive days in each of the past 2 years, and must project a season of at least 3 musical events in New York for the coming year. Opera companies must annually produce at least 2 operas with accompaniment by an instrumental ensemble, or 1 stage opera with orchestra plus a minimum of 1 concert, a group vocal concert, or recital accompanied by an instrumental ensemble. The organization must demonstrate a consistent policy of fair payment to musicians, applicants may refer to the applicable guidelines for payment equal to or exceeding the minimum local scale of the American Federation of Musicians and/or the American Guild of Musical Artists. A few dates and deadlines. The application period will begin January 28th, 2020, and the deadline is March 12th, 2020 at 4 p.m. Awards will be announced no later than December 15th, 2020. In the previous year, the music program awarded $3.1 million. 216 grants went to 209 organizations and artists. Grants across 31 counties and 10 regional economic development council regions were awarded. Grants are given for project support, for general operating support, to community music schools, services to the field, and regrants and partnerships, the latter by invitation only. Fiscal sponsorships are as follows. NYSCA applicants may apply on behalf of another organization as a fiscal sponsor for music program support in the project support category. Services provided by the sponsoring organization are limited to fiscal management, submission of the application and the final report, and by mutual agreement, publicizing the activity. Music program specific questions answered and project budget included only on sponsored application form uploaded to the CFA. Fiscal sponsorship agreement must be created and uploaded in the CFA. Funding will generally not exceed $10,000. A couple of tips on putting your best foot forward. Do not assume that panelists who are reviewing your application are already familiar with your organization. Panelists reviewing the applications base their evaluation upon what applicants write in the application and their support materials. They may or may not have previously experienced your work. Unlike some other grant applications, NYSCA applications involve answers to specific questions. Make sure that your answers includes clear, specific information about what you're applying for, your organization, and your project budget. Use budget notes to itemize significant income and expense items. A few CFA application tips. Pre-qualification is the first step. Make sure your organization is pre-qualified and/or all vault documents are up to date. View application resources at www.arts.ny.gov/about-NISCA-grants, including our application manual PDF and interactive guide at www.arts.ny.gov/application-guide. There are no exceptions to the CFA application deadline once the deadline has passed. It is a time-sensitive application. Read the questions carefully and answer them directly. Be succinct. The NISCA CFA application questions have word counts. Use the financial notes section provided. Remember to answer all the CFA application questions and upload all support materials requested. Do not submit hard copy to music. With regard to support materials, required support materials are critical to the review of your application. They are usually the only way that panelists are able to see and hear the work of your organization and project personnel. Support materials are provided in the CFA through uploads of PDFs of print materials and URLs of media samples. Hard copies are not accepted. Panelists typically view no more than 3 minutes of video or audio media samples. Be sure to include varied material and indicate what you would like the panel to view and hear by specifying the exact point of beginning and ending on the sample. Also indicate where in the sample to locate the artist for which support is requested. Samples must be recent, from within the last 2 years. Some applicants have questions about applying in the right category. If you haven't applied to the music program before, we recommend applying for project support rather than general operating support. General support applicants must be primarily music organizations and have at least one salaried administrative staff member. Community music school support is provided for core activities of community music schools. Applicants must have at least 100 students enrolled, must have been in operation for 2 years, and provide scholarship support for a substantial proportion of the student body. Music organizations are encouraged to apply on behalf of a composer to the Individual Artist Program for composer composition support. Applications to the Individual Artist Program are exempt from the 2 request limit for NISCA applications. The following resources may be of help. A listing of free and low-cost resources may be found on the NISCA website. These include consultations and materials for organizational development, marketing, governance, international touring and visas, diversity, equity, and inclusion, community engagement, legal resources, audience development, and accessibility. Please feel free to contact me, Rita Putnam, Program Officer, at rita.putnam, P-U-T-N like Nancy, A-M like Mary, at arts.ny.gov, or by phone 212-459-8830. I'd be delighted to hear from you.